particular figure. Yeah, there you go.
Wait, what? Okay.
There you go. Come on. That's what I got. So many people are 11 people are watching.
So I don't have to touch anything. I don't have to hit play.
Hi guys, welcome to our live virtual tour. I'm gonna be showing you around the brewery and all of our equipment. And thank you so much for joining. Let's start with, if you guys have any questions too, please at the end, leave them out there and we'll try my best. A lot of the people that helped us build this facility are going to be in the comment section too. So please feel free to leave your comments and your questions and anything that you guys want to know more. If you guys want to know more about our facility, please leave that in below. Let's start with our malt mill. We just ran a lot of, we ran 3 test batches just basically to get this thing dialed in. So this is our 2-roll malt mill provided by Malt Handling, based here in Chicago. And this is a Sasquatch model, which is built out of their plants in Southwest Michigan. It's great. I feel like we finally got them dialed in. They also partner up with Craft Automation, and they handle a lot of Craft Automation used to their company. Malt Handling, they handle both dry and spank grain. I worked in the past with their spank grain handling system, and it was a Craft Automation motor control that we had at the time. So I had a great experience with how it was built. So Craft Automation and Sasquatch are 2 of the malt handling companies. Okay. So let's move on. Let's move on to the brew house. You guys are gonna get a glimpse of a couple of other equipment that we have here in the house. For our brew house here, we have our 4-vessel, 1-barrel DME system. So this is a fully featured brew house. 4 vessels, very versatile. But when we talk about large system and small systems, we have different challenges. It's fairly challenging to brew on such a small scale, right? You notice that we have full pumps on, but it is very versatile to the fact that we can use this as a cereal cooker. We can do multiple batches at a time, and yeah, so we can emulate what the big guys are doing. We can we're very flexible in how we can brew with this system right here. So mash tun cattle that can use as a cereal cooker. We have our lauter tun, and we have our whirlpool. Okay, so very happy we have the system for about 7 years now. We've been brewing this, and this is it's the second home for this particular system. It came from Kendall College, where we used to be in Kendall College, and now it's here. We had to readapt, and now we have more room to move around. If you've seen our facility in Kendall College, you can tell it was very tight. Now we have the luxury of real estate, and we can actually move around, so that's pretty good. All right. Moving in, so DME one barrel, 4 vessel brew house. And still on the hot side. I'm gonna show you guys. This is one of our newest additions with a partnership that we have with Kindreds. I've never seen such a small mash filter in the past, but this is a mash filter. It's about 8-9 feet long, give or take. And we're very excited to have this in the house. So mash filters are primarily used in the industry for high gravity beers. You have a beer with high gravity, high gravity work, ferment that you dilute downstream. So it's a very common practice, and I'm very excited to learn how to operate this particular equipment. I know that Hendrix is very excited to have that with us, and I was reading about this machine. That's going to be our next step to run this machine. Going to learn how to run it and run some tests, and then hopefully when I'll do more live updates of the day when we fire up the mash filter. But one of the coolest thing about this, one of the greatest features about this system, it's the sensors that we have to predict maintenance. So I'm very excited about learning how to run this on the hot side. We even got some extra paint here to touch up whatever got damaged on the shipping. I don't see anything that stands out so far, but I'm very excited to run this. Okay, so that's a little bit of a hot side. I'll do my best. I have my cameraman here holding the camera, so I cannot see you guys' comments back there. But I'm very excited to also help answer some of your questions there. Let's move a little bit of fermentation. Here in fermentation, we have 2-barrel fermenters, also from Yandy. Okay, we have a couple extra drops there for future additions that we may have. I think we talked about having 4 tanks in the future, but right now we have 2 barrels whenever we decide to run 2 batches at a time, we can comfortably fit 2 batches. And now that we're on fermentation, I would like to show you guys this little guy here that we had an opportunity to test twice. This is the brew monitor from Precision Fermentation, and it's a very neat thing. I'm showing the box, but they are primarily a software company, right? So basically, this thing here has a pump built in and a probe, right? It has a probe. I can show it to you. This is one of they're built in. I think they're empty here, right?
Yes.
I'm just going to take this off here to show you guys basically what this is. Digging this. Sorry. Yep. There we go. We got this out. So basically, this is an inlet and outlet, and right here we have a little screen. Basically what that does is there's a pump built in, it just pumps beer through the probe and returns it to the tank, and it gives us a read. And that read, the monitor is connected wirelessly through the internet and sends the data. All the reads that the probe is reading to a browser. So you can read that. You can read your fermentation data anywhere, from a phone, from your computer, from anywhere. So we ran the two out of the 3 test batches that we did to test the mill. We used that, and I was very happy with it. Here I'll show you a little bit of the reads, a little bit of the graphs with the full fermentation. I don't know how well you can see my screen from here, but you're basically reading, having every 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure it's every 10 minutes, you get a read of dissolved oxygen You get pH, you get gravity, you get pressure, fluid temperature, ambient temperature, and conductivity. So very important things to monitor throughout the fermentation, right? Gravity, pH, and O2 or dissolved oxygen or DO are primarily the most important things that you want to read during the fermentation. So very excited. So precision fermentation, they sent this over to us, and we're very excited to have them. And we've been having a blast learning about their tech and working with those guys. It has been great. This is also very, very cool. This is a lenticular filter from 3M with the housing. Inside here, basically, inside here there is a filter media, which is the same that the type of media that is in here is the same that we use for a mash filter. And the biggest advantage of this guy, if you ever used DE, or if you ever used a plate frame and filter press in the past to filter beer. Installation of this thing, it's very easy. It just fits in here, and you can use it multiple times. Fortunately for us, whenever we use this thing, we use it one at a time, so we don't have the opportunity to keep using this. But this is for our purposes. So, but it's not only so easy to install. But it's also you're free from oxygen. It's airtight, air free, and it's very safe and very clean to use. So we love this thing. So the housing and the media both provided by 3M. So it's a lovely piece of filtering aid for us. Okay. Moving on. So that's hot side, cold side, filtering. Let's move on to the lab. Let me show you guys a little bit of our lab here. So this is a fairly rudimentary lab as far as lab goes. I think we have a pretty decent lab, but for you out there that either work in a lab but have seen bigger labs, we can do a lot of stuff here. It suits our needs. We love having the equipment that we have here. But as far as lab goes, it's still fairly rudimentary. But in the lab, I want to point out a few equipments that we have from Huck. So Huck Instruments, we have their turbidity meter. We used it, and it's a valuable addition to what we do here. We have the CO2 meter and the DO meter. It's the DO meter. The probe reads up to parts per billion. So we measure packaged beer, we measure draft beer. Those are the three Hawk equipments that we have. And the one that I was actually on a call before doing this. I reached out to all of those companies that I'm talking about. I reached out to them, and they also introduced me to their digital titrator device, which is a handheld little device that it's very precise way to measure water quality in a brewery. And unfortunately, I just didn't have enough time to have it here to show it to you guys. But something that they're gonna send it over, and I got very excited. The nerd in me got very excited on handling that and having and just messing around with it. So it's basically, they have this J-shaped. It's kind of very similar to how a micropipetter operates, but apparently the J shape that they have on that digital titrator dispenses completely. So it's very accurate when you take the sample off of the water and you put it on the media or whatever it is that you're trying to measure out. So from total acidity to hardness of the water, dissolved oxygen. I mean, anything and everything that the brewer cares for when it comes to water quality. Everything that that us as a brewer, we care about the water quality. That thing measures. So I'm very excited. It's very accessible. Everybody can have it. I think it's a great addition for a brewery of any size. So I think that those guys at Hawk are in the chat as well. So any questions or any additional questions about that digital titrator or the turbidity meter, our CO2 meter, and our DO meter, they're going to be there. We love using that, and we have it for several years now that we have their equipment here, and we used on a weekly basis when we were running things here. So yeah, so a little bit of our lab. We have the essential. This is an essential brewery lab, give or take. Okay, so lab. Moving on to packaging. Moving on to packaging, we have here our Paul Mueller horizontal serving tanks. And again, we haven't filled those up yet, but there are a couple of things that I would like to mention from the Paul Mueller from Springfield, Missouri company. They are a CIP-less tanks. So what you have here is a liner that you fill it up with. It fits. I didn't realize how big it was going to be. But basically, that's the amount of beer that's going to go in here. So one, you don't have to worry about CIP in that tank when it's full of beer. Two, you don't have to worry about oxygen. Oh, sorry, not oxygen. Excuse me. CO2 being dissolved into the beer by having a blend of gas. Whatever gas is in the vessel stays in the vessel. It's not going to get in contact with the beer. You can push it with anything, actually. In theory, I would assume. Then again, we haven't used that yet. I'm excited to try it out, and I'm very excited that we got them here. So they serve the purpose of pouring beer only. Okay, so CIP-less, the CIP-less serving tank from Paul Mueller. Right here, also a very, very new addition. We have been running a lot of trials. That's the Gosling. Their smallest model, and we've been having an absolute blast with this guy here. We've been running it for the past month. It's a 12-ounce can. It can be adjusted. If I'm correct, it can be adjusted for a 16-ounce can, I believe. I'm not sure, but for all intents and purposes, the way that it comes out of the box or comes out of manufacturing, it's for 12-ounce cans only, 12 cans per minute, and yeah, it has everything. It has all the features of a big can line, but packed inside of this tiny little housing. And we've been having an absolute blast running this thing. And thank you guys so much from a lot of groups to have been working with us. It has been a great experience, and it was great having them over and doing all the install and running the trials. And there are more to come. Actually, just recently, last week, we did the full. It came to a full circle. We brewed our beer, we packaged our beer, everything here in the house. So I think that was a big milestone for our new facility here in Greektown in Green Street in Chicago. Okay, so Gosling again. Any questions that you guys may have about this guy? Please drop a note, drop a comment. We're more than happy to let you guys know, or fill you in, or answer any questions that you guys may have with this guy. But we've been having an absolute blast. If you guys look at, there are a couple of posts that we did too of us running this thing. It was great. Had a blast. All right, so and again, this is a short overview and showing you guys a little bit of our facility. I want to move on to draft. So we have a cooler here in the back. So shout out for Micromatic. Micromatic was also a big contributor to our facility. We have, this is the glycol unit, the glycol chiller. We leave it down here. Usually you're not going to see this guy exposed anywhere. You're going to see this hidden or on top of a cooler or somewhere. We leave it out here for training purposes, right? Only. So go ahead. This is our cooler. So cooler and freezer combo. We have both beer fobs and beer pumps. Both beer fobs and beer pumps. Two different types of dispensing the beer. One we use a blend gas, CO2 and nitrogen to push the beer out of the keg, and here we're using the beer pumps to aid and help push the beer 140 feet, give or take, from here to our draft towers up there. Okay, so all of our draft system was installed by Micromatic, and they did an absolute great job. So I'll take you guys up here to the final stretch. This is our stew bag that we use to. We have two times we have that long draw. Where you guys saw the beer lines that are coming out of the cooler. They're coming in all the way down here for a long draw beer tower. And this is a short draw right here cooler. Basically, just to show our students that decided to take our draft beer training on how to pour beer, long draw, and short draw. Yeah, that's a little bit of our tour. It's a little bit of our facility. I just want to mention all of our computers, all of our I'm hoping that I did not, that I mentioned everybody that I want to mention tonight. And if you guys have any questions, any follow-ups, any information on our services that we provide here at Siebel, anything that we can do, any R&D that we can do for anybody in the industry, let us know. And I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions, or our contributors. If I don't know the answer, our contributors will most likely get back to you in a timely manner. Okay? So, appreciate your time, and I'll catch you guys on the beer side. Bye-bye.